Welcome and a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope this finds you in good health. So, welcome to yet another episode of Perceptive Learning Zone. And today we will sort of summarize our stance when it comes to computer engineering and ask ourselves that ultimately, after attaining all this information, right, is a degree in computer engineering really worth it, right? So, as I traded before, pursuing a computer engineering degree, it requires a significant commitment. We're talking about years of study, substantial, massive amount of tuition fees, right? However, as we said, it can be a highly rewarding investment. And it often leads to some of the highest paying jobs in tech with six-figure salaries, right? And however, despite this, many people argue that a degree isn't necessary to into this field. Um, they point out that self study or attending information technology boot camps can offer quicker, cheaper pathways to a career in tech. This has led to a debate, about whether a computer engineering degree is still relevant and mode, uh, the best mode of opportunity in today's rapidly evolving dynamic tech landscape. So, as I said, computer engineers, they are typically focusing on a combination of hardware and software. So students will start by learning programming languages like C, C++, and assembly with an emphasis on lower level languages that interact closely with hardware. A significant part of the curriculum, ladies and gentlemen, that is dedicated to digital logic, to computer architecture, right? To uh, understanding the components of a computer, like, for instance, the CPU, memory, the storage system. So, additionally, the courses cover systems integration, operating systems. You got networking, signal processing, along with embedded systems and robotics, right? We all know that saying in love that mathematics is a universal language and comes to your aid in each and every aspect of life if embraced properly in letter and spirit. So mathematics is also a primordial core crucial component of this degree, right? We're gonna do courses in calculus. You have linear algebra coming in the equation. We're gonna be expressing strong emphasis on discrete mathematics, right? Whereas you also have physics entering this domain, and the essence of physics is that it sort of facilitates the student, the prospective, degree aspirant, in terms of grasping the underlying principles that allow electronic devices to function optimally, right? So, graduates of computer engineering programs have a wide plethora of career paths that are available to them, right? You got roles like software developers or engineers, network engineers, cybersecurity analysts, right? You could maneuver towards data science. You could sort of gravitate towards cloud engineering, technical support engineering, and obviously the enticing field of mobile application development, right? Now, each of these roles is going to offer varying levels of job satisfaction as well as compensation, right? And the software developers are earning an average of 78,000 US dollars on an annual basis, right? Whereas hardware engineers are typically averaging around 95K US dollars annually, right? Cybersecurity analysts, data scientists, as well as cloud engineers, they also enjoy very lucrative, very appealing salaries, with data scientists getting $100,000 in the aggregate of a 12-month period, right? Now, job prospects, fellas, in the computer engineering field, they are expected to grow faster than average. There is a projected 5% increase in the computer hardware engineering jobs from 2022 till 2032, according to the US Bureau of Labor Statistics. So um, this trend, right, it is signifying a very stable demand for these skills, even in an era that is subject to rapid, unprecedented technological change. Now, in terms of job satisfaction, and this is a pretty optimistic and cool statistic, I would say, a reported 87% of the computer engineers, they feel excited about their work, right? And this is quite possibly on account of the problem solving and the innovative aspects of their roles. Now, competition, of course, can be intense, right? Particularly for certain positions. But healthy competition always makes you better. It pushes you out of your comfort zone. No pain, no gain. And as we said before, the path of least resistance makes all rivers and most men and women crooked. So it is crucial for prospective students to who are watching this video, especially to understand the specifics of the degree that they are pursuing, right? Those who are more interested, I would say, in programming, they would be better suited for a computer science degree, while others may find that the computer engineering's typical blend of or amalgamation of hardware, software, and systems theory, it sort of correlates with their interest, right? So overall, while, and this is what I'm going to say in summary, that while a computer engineering degree can open many doors, it is important to thoroughly research the curriculum and potential career outcomes in order to ensure that it is the right fit, right? And guys, you got so many motivational stories to sort of facilitate you, right? But I would always say, regardless of all these stories, which I'm going to come to in a bit, right, as ultimately on you realizing that whichever field you go into, right, you gotta be elegance and class personified, right? You gotta solve problems that could be very critical, that could be very relevant, right? There are some quotes that pop in my mind when I think of computer engineering. For example, John Franklin says that simplicity that is carried to the extreme, well, it becomes elegance, right? Ralph Johnson says that before software should be reusable, well, it should be usable, right? Bill Gates, obviously, that's saying that the computer was born to solve problems that did not exist before. So, um, and obviously, we need to understand that we are sort of allergic to change, but, it's human nature that we always, love to say that हम इसी तरीके से करें, we've done it this way, why figure it out? So try to fight that. Grace Hopper says that this is exactly and precisely the reason why I have a clock on my wall that runs anti-clockwise, right? So, some stories to motivate you, right? I mean, obviously, you might have heard of the case of Mark Zuckerberg. I mean, who doesn't know, right? He was the visionary behind Facebook, right? Well, whether it's for the good or bad, that's up to you, right? But he's one of the most influential figures in the technology industry, right? He faced initial skepticism, he faced a lot of rejection from the investors, but Zuckerberg persisted with his vision, right? And Facebook's rapid growth and massive success, right? It can be attributed to his innovative leadership, his ability to identify market trends, his focus on building a user-friendly platform, right? We obviously know about Aisha Siddiqa. She's a leading figure in cybersecurity. I've talked about her before. She has made significant contributions to this field. She has conducted extensive research on cyber threats, digital forensics, as well as cybersecurity policy. And Aisha's work has been, I would say, it has been instrumental in raising awareness about, I would say, about cybersecurity risks and advocating for the inception of policies to combat or effectively address these threats. And Siddiqa has also served as a mentor and a role model for young professionals who are pivoting towards careers in cybersecurity. On top of that, you have the case of Sabine Said, right, who is a pioneer of independent media in Pakistan, right? And he is a visionary entrepreneur and social activist. He founded the Friday Times in 2002, which those of you who are not aware of, the Friday Times is a digital media platform that quickly gained a reputation for its independent, unbiased, and critical journalism. And despite facing numerous challenges, including threats, including coercion, including intimidation, Mrs. Said, she persisted in her mission to provide a platform for diverse voices and promote democratic values in Pakistan, right? Her incessant determination led the Friday Times to become a leading voice for independent media in the country. The platform is encompassing some really sensitive and fragile topics, like I'm talking about human rights, you got corruption, you got religious extremism that were previously either ignored or significantly suppressed by the mainstream media, right? And this has had her work has had a massive impact, a profound impact on Pakistani society, inspiring other people to pursue careers in journalism as well as social activism, right? And Another person whose success story comes in my mind whenever I think of this field of computer engineering is, Marie Samir, who is I mean, she's a trailblazer in technology. Marie Samir's, or I don't know how to pronounce it, maybe it's Marissa Mars, whatever. Her career trajectory is a testament to her determination, to her talent, to her leadership skills. So she was the first female engineer at Google, and she rose through the ranks to become the company's vice president of search and user experience, right? And in 2012, she was appointed the CEO, the chief executive officer of Yahoo, a company that was struggling to compete with Google as well as Facebook. And Meyer basically implemented a series of strategic initiatives to revitalize Yahoo. This included acquisition. She brought product launches into the fore. She, she dwelled a lot on organizational restructuring. And while her tenure at Yahoo was not without its challenges, her leadership helped improve the company's performance significantly. It helped position Yahoo for future growth. So her success is basically an inspiration for women in technology, and it actually demonstrates the unparalleled importance of diversity as well as inclusion in leadership roles, right? And so that's what I'm going to say ultimately, right? That this the quality, the relevance, the impact of the products and the services output by the technology sector, it can only be improved, in my opinion, by having the people who are building them be demographically representative of the people who are using them, right? And these stories, I feel, if nothing else, they highlight the philosophical as well as the practical aspects of computer engineering, with obviously placing a very strong emphasis on innovation, simplicity, usability, diversity, and last but not the least, the challenge of change, right? So ultimately, you got to ask yourself, you got to measure your own amount of self-belief, your conviction, your dark resilience, your charisma, and ask yourself which is the right field, right? And ultimately realize that the salary package is important, but even more important is whether you want to do that thing or not. If you see yourself in that position 10 or 15 years from now, right? And ultimately, what really matters is the perspective, right? A man, climbed Mount Everest and came down, right, without any oxygen tank, right? And they said to him, "You fool, did you go up there to die?" And the man said, "Yeah, I'm a fool. I went up there to live," right? The reason why I went up and came back was because I didn't have anyone telling me that I couldn't do it, right? So I'm going to conclude with the saying of Robert Collier that the degree of success in any sort of undertaking can be actively gauged and measured by an individual's self-belief, right? So hopefully you guys introspect on this and come up with the right decision. Obviously, I'm always here. Whenever you want to talk about it, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll be catching up with you soon, fellas. You have a lovely weekend. Take care of yourself. God bless you. Assalamu alaikum.